This is trying to be a more in-depth video for you on the interior. So obviously you got a nice air stir door, nice handrail, come up here, and a very nice two-place couch, or in the aviation street they call it a divan. So just to kind of show you, there's a jet tag on there. It took a while to get certified because here's a shoulder strap for the first passenger. See that cushion there? That is actually an airbag in there. That's one of the things they had to do in these newer airplanes when they put a couch. They got to figure out a way to not have people hit each other so hard when they're sitting next to each other. This also comes down here. And then there's a life vest in here, life vest in here. We don't do a whole lot of stuff over water, but we do some, as you can see in the video I had. So there's a two-place couch. There's some storage under here, but it's really not very much. It's more for like pilot manuals and that. So then you come here. Here, this would be the standard galley if you get the two-place couch. There's a hot jug, or a heated jug, whatever you want to call it. This is a jug we put coffee in. It's actually heated. That little red light will come on when we have power in the airplane, and the shed buses are powered. So if we lose the engines, or we don't have generator power, the shed buses go off, so they will not be powered with just battery. Obviously, we just got some drawers and that. You know, I think I've showed this before, but there's just a few things we keep sodas and that. We got a nice chest. It does have a drain here, so when you're done flying, you can open that and it'll drip water out. There is also under here, there's a coffee drain. So if little coffee drips, it'll drip out. Right now, those are both closed. You'll hear them in flight if you leave them open. They're, well, it says right there, drain valve closed during flight. Drain valve is located below the ice drawer. That decal wasn't there in the first airplane. I flew serial number 63, and no one ever told me about the ice chest. Well, the ice chest was easy to find, but the coffee one is underneath, and no one ever told me about it. Here's the trash, and this is an Avionics Bay. There's no button there. That's actually just an Avionics Bay. So, oh, and then you come up here. This is a screen that you can pop down, and this will have a moving map, and it'll give you like the altitude you're at, the ground speed, destination, and time to destination. So that's a nice screen for the passengers. So let's take off landing. So just a panoramic view here of and then the mirror in back, which is a nice touch, which I've flown about 4 or 5 of these now. This is the only one that's had the mirror. I take that back. I did help deliver one because they had some pilot issues getting them out of school in time. But it really makes the airplane seem bigger. So you can see there's different, you can get different colors here. This is, I don't know if I'd call it gunmetal or black chrome or whatever it is, but it's pretty nice looking airplane. Of old airplanes I've flown, I actually, a little more once you get past the door and the two-place couch or divan is the seats. Now, this is the club. This is what we call a club seating situation. You got 4 seats facing each other. And just to give you some detail from the last video is, see these armrests here? Make sure that sun doesn't come in here. But this armrest, when you put it down, see how it comes out? And when you stow it, it goes back in. And that's for the aisle. And that kind of it's a bigger deal than you think, because like I said, this airplane doesn't have a lot of extra room. It is slightly wider, slightly taller than like a CJ2 or 3 or 4, but it's still a light jet, so it doesn't have a ton of room. So as you come back in here, I apologize for that glare. This would be sitting in what I'd call the number 1 chair, or the power chair. And I say that because it's the back rear of the first set of club, but you can see the pilot the best. But probably more importantly is back here they have temperature controls. So you control your own temperature back here. There's some lights for the reading lights and that. And also back here is your flight phone. So you have a phone, temperature control, your lighting control, which will control this indirect lighting. I don't have any power on the airplane right now, so that's what that controls. So this is a club seating. In all honesty, if you're flying 2 or 4 people, I would put 2 people here. So then you can stretch your legs out. Because otherwise, you're going to have legs together. But that's typical airplanes. I think I've showed the tables before, but you flip that up. These are the newer style tables. This comes out, and you extend that, and it folds out. So you got a flat spot. This is a little different than the old ones. The first few, this would stay kind of lifted up. I'll see if I can get some pictures of that as well. So there you are. this is a later one, so we also have an outlet, a better outlet here. They put on a little more amperage. They have both some European and some North American design. I assume South American, European, and Brazil design. But you got a USB, different style plugins. Then you come back, and realistically, these might be the best seats. They have ample legroom, more than ample legroom. You don't have anyone facing you. It's 2 seats. So, looking at it, you got the couch would be up there, the 4-place club, now these 2. So, then you come in here. This would be your exit, an emergency exit. Okay. So, just like an airline, you have an exit up front, and you have the emergency exit. So, you come back here. This is your lav. It's really a pretty nice lav, especially for a light jet. You know, we got a water tank in there, so we got running water. It'll just flush out the airplane when you push this. Obviously, you got a little toilet paper holder, and your trash. Yeah, so we keep it a little back here, but it's actually a very comfortable place to come and sit down. So, then this one is a belted. This is be considered an FAA approved seat, and it's really not as bad as you think because there's enough height. There's enough height there that you could actually sit up straight. Now I don't want to sit there for 3 hours, but if you had a 45-minute flight, say like Des Moines, Chicago, or an hour flight to Des Moines, Oklahoma City or something, not bad. Better than driving. So there you go. Oh, I talked about the sound system once. There's a subwoofer there. Fire extinguisher. We keep a few blankets on. There you are. This is serial number 93. This is a really common interior for the earlier airplanes. You notice there's a couch here and a cabinet instead of the 2-place couch and a small cabinet here. So, and this is how you see a lot of these earlier airplanes. And this is serial number 93. Serial number 390 is what this one is. So you can see the cockpit up there, the 2 cabinets you go between. So, and when you go to the 2-place couch, it's a 2-place couch, and they put just 1 cabinet on the left. So you can see it's really the same. It's got the club, then the 2 back seats after that. Now I'll show you. I played those armrests because in the early ones, the armrests a little bigger. When they fold, they're like this, and you don't think that's a big deal, but it makes the airplane's aisle fairly narrow. Now, it was a big complaint on these earlier ones that the seats were just as comfortable as the ones you saw in the airplane I normally fly, but the aisle was a little narrow. And some of the early ones were even a little worse. I don't know if the 300s had that problem, like the Phenom 100s, because this would be like version 2 of the Phenom seats. It might have been the version 1 of the Phenom 300 seats. But still a very nice interior, still very comfortable, but like any private jet, it doesn't give a whole lot extra room. And here's the table, and if you remember, pull that out, it has this non-flush part. So that was an improvement made on the one I fly as well. And like I said, this is serial number 93. The one I fly is serial number 390. I don't know what year this one is. It's probably about 2012. The one I fly is a model year 2019. So just give you a little difference in the seats. So just thought you want to see the difference and go from there. So still a nice airplane. Still, they keep a few stocks a little different, but it's a very nice airplane. Then you go up to the cockpit, and you see it's a little more of like a tunnel to the cockpit with the 2 cabinets. That 2-place couch, I think it makes the airplane seem a lot bigger as you get in. It just seems a little more open, and I really like it. But back when this plane was built, there was not a 2-place couch available. They had to get that crash tested and approved by the FAA and ENAC and the European version as well.